Hey there, friends! My name is Desiree, aka Mama Friendly, and I'm trying something a little different this year when it comes to our homeschooling. All of the main information is going to be found in the very first video of this series, which I'll link up here in case you've missed it. But the Cliff's Notes version is that I've been homeschooling my son his entire life. He's 9 years old and on the autism spectrum. He has nonverbal autism along with a few other medical diagnoses. My son also has a complete and absolute undying love for all things Disney, much like his mama. So this year I thought it would be fun to give our unit studies a little bit of a Disney twist. So every 2 weeks this year we're going to start a new unit study based on a Disney ride, movie, character, etc. We're going to be doing our academic work around that theme, but also at least one cooking activity and at least one art activity. So in these videos, I want to show you guys some of the things that we do to fit the theme, and I have a Pinterest board pertaining to each of the themes. And so along with every single one of these videos, there's going to be a link in the description box to that particular theme's Pinterest board. So make sure that you check those out because I am only showing you some of the things that we're getting into every week, but the board is going to have more activities and also activities for kids of different ages and different abilities. So with all that being said, let's get into our theme. Yeah, look, sun is green. So where's sun? Do you see sun? Sun. Sun, 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 sun. Look, sun, 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 sun. You made Ursula! That is so cool! Good work! High five! Amazing! So I wanted to show you guys where you can find the Little Mermaid in all of the Disney parks around the world. So this is the very first example I found, and I think I'm gonna do another playlist. I did it for the Snow White video, which in case you haven't seen it, I'll post a link to that in the corner. So all of the rides that I'm gonna show you now, or all of the attractions, I'll post links to these videos in a playlist in the description box of this video, so that if you want to see these in full with your kiddos, you can. So as I was saying, this is Voyage of the Little Mermaid, and it's a show that you can watch at Hollywood Studios in Disney World in Orlando. And there's live actors, there's really huge puppets. It's a very impressive show. It's like a 4D thing because there's bubbles and stuff. Very enjoyable, nice way to get out of the heat for a while. I definitely recommend this show if you haven't seen it. As far as actual rides, this is Ariel's Undersea Adventure, and you can find this at Disney's California Adventure in, California. And as far as I can tell, I've never been on this ride, but this looks exactly like the version that we have at Disney World. But the one we have at Disney World is called something else. So this is Ariel's Undersea Adventure. And this is Journey of the Little Mermaid, and it's the exact, I'm telling you, the exact same ride. It's a dark ride with screens and animatronics. It's one of our favorite rides. My son really loves this ride. It's a must-do whenever we go to the Magic Kingdom. I'm not sure why they have different names across the different parks when the rides are so similar, if not identical, but there you go. So all of these videos that I'm showing you, the little bits of, you can watch them in their entirety. Maybe you find differences that I didn't see, and you can let me know all about them in the comments. Just check the description box of this video for the link to that playlist. Hey friends, so today we're gonna do our Little Mermaid themed cooking activity. And it would have been easy to do just like cupcakes with a little mermaid tail sticking out of them or something along those lines. But I thought that this was an opportunity to kind of delve a little deeper into the whole Little Mermaid backstory. So originally, the Little Mermaid takes place in Denmark. So the story is a Danish story, and in fact, in Copenhagen, there is a bronze statue of the Little Mermaid. So I figured, what a great opportunity to try a cuisine that we really never get to experience, and that's Danish food. So I looked up Danish recipes, and it turns out that the typical meal in Denmark is a smorgasbord, but it's not spelled or pronounced that way.
Smørrebrod.
That.
Smorrebrod.
I'm not even gonna try. But that's how it's spelled. And it's meant to be an outdoor meal shared with friends, and there's like a progression to it, not really courses, but you eat it in a certain order. So it's typically like open face sandwiches, and you might have things like potatoes, fish, lots of onions and cucumbers, roast beef, cheeses, fruit. You typically start with your cold dishes, your fish dishes, and then move on to warm dishes and heavier stuff like the roast beef, finishing off with the fruit. So I found a bunch of typical smorrebrod, I shouldn't have even tried, recipes that my son and I are going to put together. And then I'm probably gonna end up eating most of it because I know a lot of it is stuff that he is not going to want to try to eat, but it's all stuff that he can eat because I am leaving all the gluten and dairy out of it. So let's go give this a try. So one thing to keep in mind here is that typically this is served on rye bread, but it's really hard to find gluten-free rye bread. So I'm taking just regular gluten-free baguette basically, and I'm going to throw some caraway seeds on it to give us that rye flavor. I'm gonna make 3 different sandwich types here. One of these pieces of bread is going to have some ghee, because typically you serve this with salted butter, but butter is dairy. It's also gonna have some mayo, some boiled potato that I prepared yesterday, and some red onion on top. So our second piece is gonna have some egg salad, and it's just gonna be some boiled eggs and mayo with some seasoning, keeping it very simple the way they would. I'm gonna top that with some cucumber. And the last piece is gonna have some of this roast beef, and I'm going to top it with sliced hard-boiled egg. This all looks a little bit, well, different to me. It's not the way that I would choose to make open face sandwiches, but I have checked and this is all very traditional, the way that they would prepare it in Denmark. And I'm gonna post a link in the description box of the video with more information as to how to prepare your own. For our art activity this week, we're going to be making our very own mermaid tails. So I've got glitter here along with some glitter glue, so we have options. Some craft sticks, school glue, regular white glue, a marker, scissors, and construction paper. I'm starting out by drawing a line down the middle of the construction paper, and I'm gonna draw 2 triangles, but I'm gonna use the craft stick sort of as a guide because at the end I want 3 craft sticks to form a triangle. I'm gonna have my son cut the paper in half, and I'm gonna have him cut the triangles out as well. I'm having him make 2 because we're each gonna make a mermaid tail. Now that our paper triangles are ready, we're using our glue to glue our craft sticks onto them to make sort of like a frame. So I found the easiest way to do this was to put one craft stick down on the paper, but then the next one has to go on that craft stick, right? So you put a little dab of glue there on the corner, on the edge. The very last one is going to be dot dot on either stick that you've already got down, and just put that one on top. So that one's not even going to be touching the paper. Once you have that all handled, it's time to decorate. So we used both the glitter glue and the regular loose glitter. Obviously you'd use the white glue to make the loose glitter stick, but this is where you can just go wild. Do zigzags, do dots, do lines, whatever makes you happy. And yeah, once you're all done, you have your very own mermaid tails. All right, my friends, that's going to conclude our Little Mermaid Disney homeschool theme. One great thing about this theme is that it was so easy to find activities and educational toys that related to the theme. So we got to have fun with the Legos, and I know there's a million puzzles. Of course, there's so many books, and even dress-up kits if that's your thing for pretend play. Lots of opportunities with this theme. As it relates to the cooking activity, I think it was really cool to get to dive into the authentic food that people of the time and place would have eaten. And we don't really do that very much. Typically, I'd go for either something to do with the Disney parks as far as a recipe, a copycat recipe of some sort, or I tend to do something that's kind of more childlike and themed to the movie, which if I wanted to go that route this time, I probably would have had my son help me make le poisson, some sort of a fish dish, because if you remember in the movie, the chef makes le poisson for Prince Eric and his court. But you know, I thought that this was something a little more mature to try out, and it's something that I really wouldn't have had the chance to try otherwise. It never would have occurred to me to branch out and try these dishes. So I'm glad I gave my son that opportunity as well. And as far as our art activities, these are our finished mermaid tails. My son and I had a blast making these, and they dried super quick. They're very easy to make, very fun to decorate. My son's not much for drawing, but this could make a great drawing prompt. Once you've glued and decorated your mermaid tails, you could even glue this to construction paper or regular paper and finish drawing your mer person with this as a base. So as you can see, the activities that I show you in these videos are always just a jumping off point. There's a lot of other things you could do in place of or in addition to the activities that you see here, which makes me feel this is a good time to remind you that you should check out the Pinterest board in the description box of this video. All the things you've seen in this video today will be on that Pinterest board, but also, even though this theme is over for us, I continue to seek out new recipes and activities and educational finds that have to do with the theme, and I add them to the boards every chance I get. So the boards are always evolving, and I do my best to include activities that are suitable for kiddos of all ages and all abilities. I'd love to know if you're planning on doing any of these activities with your kiddos, and if you already have, let me know how they went for you. I'd love to hear your experiences in the comments. I want to thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, I hope you'll please give it a big thumbs up. I'd also love it if you'd subscribe and click that notification bell, because I post at least 3 times a week and I wouldn't want you to miss a minute. Thanks so much again for watching. Bye!